Hello everyone, Oblique here, and back to do another Let's Play. This time I'm doing Chocobo Panic Christmas. Even though I'm doing this one second, it's actually before Chocobo Panic Space. The order, I'm kind of doing them backwards because this is the way that KOA Angel released them on RMN. But anyway, I also have a written review for this. This is still a pretty good game, but it's not as good as Chocobo Panic Space. Not quite as polished, but it's still fun and still very playable. So let's start this up. So as far as I know, there's I forgot about this, but yeah, there's not as much of a premise as there was in the in Chocobo Panic Space. It's just kind of you collect the crystals because you collect the crystals. That's pretty much it. Not quite sure what that's supposed to be, but so yeah, that's the maker, KOA Angel, and Duck or whatever just got pwned. So yeah, he still has the voiceovers in this one, which I like. So here's the stage select screen. It's still pretty well laid out and very festive. I know it's spring. It's actually the second day of spring, but I'm just kind of moving right along with what I was saying I was going to do. So before we jump right in, let's take a look at what we have available. So this time around, there's 3 different characters you have to unlock. The second and third character. There's still a tutorial. Collect the gems. Beware of traps. Respawn point. Teleportation. Define the Christmas the Christmas caps to unlock new characters. And once you do, you collect eggs or presents depending on which character you are, but you have to be in the medium or normal, I'm not sure what he calls it in this one, difficulty to collect the eggs, and hard to collect the presents. Here's the credits. There's another sound test. I didn't show that off in Chocobo Panic Space, maybe I will. I really do like the sound tests in games. And this one also gives you the option to turn off the display. Oh yeah, I forgot. This one has a score, so I'll show that off as I play. So let's jump into the first level.
Snowflake Village.
So the score kind of works similarly to how it worked in Pac-Man. You get points for each pellet you eat, and you also get points for killing the ghost. So for every crystal you collect, you get 1 point, and for every enemy you kill or whatever, you get 5 points. As far as I know, there's no real reason to keep score other than, I guess, for bragging rights. I think there is a maximum score per level. I've never really figured it out, but if you use all the coins to kill all the enemies each time, then you'll get the maximum score. And again, I never calculated, I never bothered, because it does not matter, it does not affect the game at all. But yeah, you can, every time I kill an enemy it goes up by 1. So yeah, first level, pretty easy. This one has, I kind of skipped that, I'll show it off the next time, but each time you collect a star, you kind of go over and you collect it. But this one has bronze, silver, and gold stars, so each time you collect a star, you can play more levels. Again, second level only requires 1 star, 2, 4, and so on. And again, like the Chocobo Panic Space, you need all 10 of the eggs and all 10 of the presents to play the last 2 levels. What else? So let's go and play the normal difficulty.
Snowflake Village.
Although this one, again, it's not as polished in terms of graphics, but it's very, very flashy. It's,
Go for it.
there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's very, very festive. I mean, I would have loved to play this in Christmas. It would have made a lot more sense, and it would have been, it would have fit. It would have felt a little bit better in terms of, you know, fitting the holiday. So yeah, so far, the level didn't change much, going from easy to normal. The enemies are a little bit faster. Again, this is still the first level, so it is pretty easy to manage. The scoring still works the same and whatnot, but one thing that's different that I'll mention right now, anyone that's watched Chocobo Panic Space might notice, is that when you get a power coin, the enemies don't fade. In Chocobo Panic Space, they faded, so you knew that you could attack them. In this one, they don't. Also, Chocobo Panic Space, when you collected a power coin, as it counted down, so this time I got a silver star, yeah. But as it counted down, once it got to the last 3 seconds, the pitch changed to let you know that you're getting close to the end of your power coin. This one doesn't do that. It just, you know, beeps the same way each time. So you have to pay a little bit more attention to that. You can't just, you know, you can't depend on sound. You have to pay attention to how much time is left.
Snowflake Village. Go.
So yeah, this is hard. The only thing now that they've added, or that was added, was the spikes that you have to make sure you don't run over them while they're up. Which it's still not that difficult. I know I said this one's a lot harder. It is. It gets much harder in the later levels. Enemies get extremely aggressive, and they're pretty fast. As far as I remember, enemies are still slower than you no matter what. Same thing with traps. The traps in this one are always slower than you, but they do become quite plentiful, and can be quite annoying. But again, this is very manageable, and I almost killed myself there. I'm gonna corner myself, and enemies can walk over traps. So yeah, like in Pac-Man. I was not paying attention. Yeah, you can loop around the level. I shouldn't have been doing that, but that's what happens when you die in this one, if anyone was wondering. Nothing special. What else? Yeah, it is, you know, looks like Santa Claus came in here and just vomited Christmas everywhere in these levels. As far as I can remember, this is by far the most elaborate and colorful and active level. You know, there's reindeer running around, there's Christmas trees with lights flashing, there's Grandma over there checking out. There's a weather vane. I guess it follows you. Oh no, it doesn't. It just switches. There's a little kid. He follows you. He watches where you're going. Oh man, I screwed that up pretty bad. Yeah, and again, the environment cannot hurt you. At least it's never hurt me. Man, I think I wasted all the coins. I was not paying attention. But yeah, it's... Even though I'm kind of struggling right now, I'm trying to explain some of the details. It is this first level was pretty easy. So, hooray, gold star. The colors of the stars don't really matter. It's just you have to collect a certain number to be able to access the next levels. So let's go to Glacial Peak.
Chocobo. Glacial Peak.
And the Santa hats, I'm not sure where they are, but they're they're out in the open, but they move around and they're pretty quick. but they don't run away from you. They're just really erratic, and you just have to snag them, and then you get the next character. And as far as I know, they're in specific places, so they're not randomly. They don't randomly spawn. And I think each hat is designated to a certain character. And what I mean by that is one of the hats, the first hat, is in a specific level, and it unlocks character 2, and then the second hat is also in a specific level, and it unlocks character 3. I don't really want to ruin the surprise of what character you get, or characters. Anyway, so in this one, those little rainbow-colored arrows are added, and they force you in a particular direction. Not too much of a nuisance. They can cause trouble if you're trying to run away, but it's really no big deal because that just pushes you down. You can walk around it. They're not in terribly inconvenient spots, but yeah, they can be utilized better than this here, or they will be utilized better in later levels. Yeah, so so far this hasn't been too much of a challenge, but it will pick up. I'm not really paying attention to score at all. I'm just trying to beat the levels. Yeah, I really don't know what the highest score I've gotten in any of these are, and I really don't care that much. Now, the arrows are a bit more of a pain in the ass because they rotate, and they rotate in a logical order. I think they all rotate clockwise, but it can make things a bit frustrating because if you want to go to a particular place, you might have to wait for the arrow to point in a particular direction. And this is even worse when you're being pursued by enemies. If it forces you into a wall or something like that, you can pretty much go whichever way you want. This is gonna be ugly. So yeah, like I said, these arrows get more and more frustrating, and there's more of them. So these can trap you, and they will push you in a direction that you can't return from, or unless you wait for the arrow to turn around or go into the direction that you want it to. Am I gonna make it? Yes. Okay. So yeah. So far, no trouble, and we're making good progress. We already beat 2 levels. Another thing is these levels are much smaller. They are a hell of a lot smaller than they were in Chocobo Panic Space. But it's only 1 level. You keep repeating the same level over and over. But yeah, let's go to Besterberg Caves on the easy difficulty. I hope I unlock at least the first character in this part. I might not, because I really don't remember where the hats are. Excuse me. Yeah. So, oh yeah, penguins. Yeah. The thing that kind of frustrates me about some of the enemies is that there are penguins in the background, like just standing around doing nothing, that don't hurt you, and it can be very misleading when you're just running around. Oh, it's a penguin. Yeah, he's not gonna hurt me, right? Right, guys? No, he kicks your ass and causes you misery. Yeah, they're tricky little, oh, what's a good word for them? Pests? Birds? I don't know. Anyway, so Yeah.
no.
Oh no, I was right. I was not paying attention. Alright, let's try one last time. And I think this will be the last level I do before I end this video. Yeah, so that's one thing, again, you have to pay attention to how much time you have left, and also pay attention to where the enemy spawner is. Those were my mistakes there. Not paying attention to where I was and how much time was left, so gotta keep your eyes open. Oh yeah, that scary gargoyle doesn't do a thing. Kind of out of place too, especially for a Christmas themed game. It's got evil green eyes and they're flashing and looks all scary and stuff, but
Go for it.
he doesn't really do anything to you. Honestly, I wonder if Dusterberg Cave is a reference to something that I'm not aware
Go
of.
for it.
And this is supposed to be some kind of like Halloween town, because there's that dude down there with a lantern, and it's pretty bright outside if you ask me. And there's also
Go for it.
this lady over here that looks either like a witch or a sorceress or something like that. So
Go for it.
it might be a reference that's going over my head, but so yeah, that's how that level's done. Don't feed the penguins. Apparently they like to eat Chocobo. So anyway, this is Oblique with Let's Play Chocobo Panic Christmas. I'll have to get used to saying that. This is part 1, and I will see you in part 2.